Well, you've heard what the experts think about Anthony Albanese's gaffes today. Let's see what ordinary people make of it all with Erin Molan and Word on the Street. Well, not the best way to kick off a national campaign, Erin, but what do people think about it in the real world?
Yeah, that's putting it politely. Peter, good evening to you and to all of your viewers at home, of course. You look at everyday Australians and you wonder, do they genuinely care whether the person who wants to be Prime Minister of this country doesn't know the cash rate or the unemployment rate? Now, I note that Anthony Albanese has come out and apologised. He said that he's a human being, we all make mistakes, and every single person can relate to that. I've made multiple of mistakes over my lifetime as well. But in my opinion, this is not a mistake in the traditional sense. If he'd potentially called Katie Gallagher, maybe Christina Keneally by mistake, that's a mistake. This is a distinct lack of knowledge in an area that he needs to not only be aware of, but be live and breathing if he wants to be the Prime Minister of this country. Do everyday Aussies really care, though? We asked them.
It's a bit surprising, a bit worrying. A bit over politics, really. Need a bit of a break from it.
He should be on top of it all if he wants to be taken seriously. Simple as that.
Very poor form. Yeah, it's definitely something in his case that he should know.
Oh, didn't he? No. I'm not sure what to think.
I think that's very poor form.
Now, the other way you kind of get a gauge, Peter, on what everyday Aussies are thinking is to look at the comments section on the different newspaper websites. And if you're the subject of an article, don't ever read the comments because they're brutal. But I read all the comments on The Australian on a few different articles. I then thought, well, look, I'll go to the SMH, the Sydney Morning Herald, that potentially has a readership that maybe leans to the left a little bit more so I can get a balanced view. I clicked on their app, Peter, and looked at the top 20 stories. The first one, PM to sign statutory declaration denying race claims. Second story, how a brutal takedown came back to bite Morrison. I went all the way down to rugby league to sport. On the homepage of the Sydney Morning Herald's app, 20 stories, there was not one headline mentioning what happened to Anthony Albanese today, and that was at 5:36 p.m. this afternoon. So there you go.
It's a protection racket. I'll have a look at the ABC when I'm offline as well. But that's the issue. You know, these are huge gaffes. If the Prime Minister or Josh Frydenberg had been asked those questions and they'd got it similarly as wrong, you know, it would be leading the news bulletins right around the country. But this is what we've got to watch in the campaign. The other thing I often am interested in a campaign, you can be inside campaign headquarters, CHQ, or on the road with one of the leaders, and you live and breathe every single play. It's like, you know, you're on the ground with the footy team. But when you go out there and you talk to the real world, or you bring your family at home who are not really politically engaged and they've completely missed it, you realise you're in your bubble. I'm interested, you know, as you were out today talking to ordinary people, have they picked up that the election's on? Do they know the date of the election? Were there other questions that were front of mind that they were already permeating as they make up their view, make up their mind? What can you tell us?
It's a really interesting point, and I had breakfast with a girlfriend this morning who's a school teacher. She's intelligent, she's engaged, and I said to her, which of the major political parties would give you a better outcome in life, would do the things that would make your life better? And she said, I've got absolutely no idea. I'm trying to get through my day with my Year 1 students. I'm trying to look after my own kids. I'm trying to pay the bills. Cost of living's rising, the whole thing. So for political nerds and people who work in the media, we live and breathe every second of this. But for a lot of everyday Australians, well, at the moment, they really couldn't care less. Take a look.
The 21st of May.
May? Yes, May, is it? Yes.
I've no idea.
No, I don't.
I'm not really sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm not really interested.
It's like May 20-something? I don't know. I don't know who the other man is that we might be voting for, apart from Scott Moe. So I have no clue.
So that was, of course, whether or not they knew the date of the upcoming election. And I don't know if Scott Moe will get a bit of traction there, but I quite like that take on the old ScoMo.
I like the reality check you bring every single Monday. I think it's critical in the campaign. It gets us away from the boffins and the Canberra bubble. Erin, brilliant as always. Thank you. Great to have you back on the show.